Hey, my loves, and welcome to another episode of the Know Who You Are podcast. I am your host, Misa Love, and on this podcast, it is a production of me journaling out loud. Listen, you guys, today we are talking about something very important. We are talking about changing the narrative, right? Because in 2023, we're not stepping the same way we were last year and years previous to that. We are talking about cutting off access to you because see, we have to protect our peace. We have to protect us in our growing phases. We just have to protect us, period. And having too much access to yourself, allowing people too much access in person, being able to pull up on you and knock on your door at any time they feel like without calling before they're showing up, posting too much on social media, giving people too much direct access into what you have going on has got to stop, because everybody in actuality does not mean you well. And that person who has all that access to you, you think they're for you, but let me tell you something. I've always known that snakes love to hide in the grass. And those people sometimes who seem they all up in your business, they trying to be close to you, sometimes they're just not for you. Now, of course, that's not the case for every single person, but it's time to change the narrative and really back up from giving people so much access to you and allow yourself a peaceful state to grow, to prosper, and to flourish. In order to really get into the realm of becoming who you are meant to be, you have to separate yourself from people on a day-to-day basis. I'm not saying go into isolation, because see, it's not coming out how it's supposed to. I'm not saying go into isolation, cut off all access to humankind and just be in this little bubble by yourself. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is, in order to truly protect your peace, in order to really go within and grow and develop into who you're supposed to be, you have to cut the noise of the world off. We live in a chaotic world. We have social media. Everything is put in the public's eye now. You see exactly how people are living. You see everything they're doing. And that could be very loud. It's a lot of noise. The world is constantly moving. Everything is moving faster now. And attention spans are going down with these 15-second clips on TikTok and all that stuff. So it's important to separate yourself, not only from people, but as well as social media sometimes. I myself personally take breaks from social media sometimes because I just need to calm my mind and allow myself to fully go within and discover, okay, right now in my life, this is where I'm at. If I did not have the ability to step away from people sometime, to step away from social media sometime, where would I be? That's kind of terrifying to really wonder that, because there are so many opinions out there. There's so much noise out there. And if you get caught up in that, it will drive you up a wall. It drives me up a wall. And sometimes I really have to step back and reconnect with nature or just reconnect with myself. And you know, I was thinking, right? Sometimes I go into these really deep thoughts. I have my green tea right here. Sorry, let me take a sip. That's good. Sometimes I get into my head and I'm really having deep thoughts. And when you think about a celebrity, right? Everybody knows Beyonce. Let's throw Beyonce out there. The difference between Beyonce and the average person, yeah, some might say, well, she's a billionaire, she's a multimillionaire, whatever financial realm she's in. Of course, that's separate from the majority of society. But I look at it differently. The difference between myself and Beyonce is the access that is granted to her. You can't just run up on Beyonce. You can't do that. She's going to be surrounded by bodyguards. She probably lives somewhere in a gated community that everybody doesn't have access to. My point being, she has created a structured wall of you can't just access me. You cannot just walk up on me and have access to me because you desire to or you just want to. It don't work like that. And I believe it's time to be like that with ourselves as well. So recently, I've been on this whole spiritual journey, growing spiritually and really connecting with God, going deep within myself. And one of my favorites, I guess, preachers is Sarah Jakes Roberts. And she's coming to Miami. Well, she's coming to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And I say, you know what? I am going to be in attendance at this conference, at this tour she's having. And when I went to purchase my tickets, there was one tier called the gold tier. Very affordably priced. Purchased my ticket, but it says Q&A, no meet and greet. And this is no shade to Sarah Jakes. Absolutely love her. But the point that I'm making is she let it be known. Listen, I'm pouring out. I'm giving you a word. No meet and greet this time. And to me, that's important because I feel we look at people who are in certain positions in life, who's always pouring. I feel like we have to remember they're human as well. They have emotions, they have feelings as well. They get tired as well. And a lot of the times we put these people in these categories like they always have to be on go mode. But truth be told, you have to cut that access off because you have to get yourself together. How can I fully show up and be my best self if I'm constantly having people attached to me, draining my energy, pulling from me, and never pouring back in? It's so important to really step away and take time for yourself and set boundaries in motion to where people cannot just access you when they feel like it. You have to set boundaries in your life and let it be known that at XYZ time, I'm not available. At 9 p.m., my kids are home. I know they're good. My phone going on do not disturb. I'm in for the night. This is my time. This is my me time to recuperate from my day, to recenter myself, to go within, to rebalance my inner peace. Listen, some of us need to set boundaries with these sodas and this alcohol. Set boundaries. Let it go. It is time out for allowing things into your life that is detrimental to where you are going. And when I say cut off access to alcohol, I feel like in this world we're living in, like I said, there's so many distractions. If you see yourself getting to a certain point, and this is me talking to myself, I know that when I drink alcohol, it makes me feel tired and lazy, and it just makes me it doesn't make me feel good. So why would I allow that access to my life? Although it's a choice to pick up that cup and drink it. And I'm not saying I won't ever have a glass of wine again. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, at this point in my life, I do not desire alcohol to have access to me. So therefore, I deny it. And that's just to put things into context. We need to do the same thing with people. We need to do the same thing with what we're watching. We need to do the same thing with putting the boundaries in place for ourselves to say, you know what? I'm not watching this Netflix show today because, see, when I sit down and watch it, there's all these new episodes and I sit down and I binge when I could be being productive. I cannot allow myself to have access to that Netflix account anymore. So guess what? I take the app off my phone. Access denied. Because, see, it's time to focus. It's time to move forward. And you cannot do that if you're stuck around stagnant people, if you're stuck in stagnant behaviors. There's no way to really progress and be productive. Access denied to everything that has been hindering me from my growth. access denied to limited beliefs, access denied to doubt, access denied to toxic people. It's time to change the narrative of how we handle ourselves, how we put our boundaries in place, and how we move forward to keep that inner peace and to not allow it to be moved by anyone. It's time to move forward. Period, point blank. It's time to treat yourself better. Give yourself access to productive things that's going to expand your mind. I was thinking about coming up wanting to do better and be in better environments, right? I had to cut off the access to the things that was keeping me stuck. Some people, some things. And I had to push myself into more productive environments, give myself access to those more productive environments. And if you don't physically have those type of people in your physical realm, that's when you tap into people online or get a coach or do things that's going to edify you. Give yourself access to things that's going to mold you and help you grow and help you to be better and to become. It is time out to giving access and attention to things that keep you stuck. It's time to move forward. It's time to want more and better. So I truly believe that it's time out for just allowing any and everything in to come in to wreak havoc, to do whatever it chooses to do. And you're like, no, it's time out for that. And it's time to move forward and giving access to things that's actually going to lift you up. So access denied to negativity, access denied to those exes from the past who try to creep in when they see you doing good, access denied to past trauma that tried to keep me down, access denied to those foods that try to tempt me to eat them, access denied. Okay, let's move forward in becoming who we truly are. Let's move forward in knowing who we are. And let's move forward knowing that we are worthy and deserving of living a higher quality life. But we must give access to the things that's going to grant us what we need in order to be in that realm of living. So, access denied, you guys. Whew. Episode 13. This is the Know Who You Are podcast. I am your host, Misa Love, and I will see you guys the next time. Peace.